All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to World on Fire. This is our first ever live stream. It's pretty exciting, but at the same time, it's also kind of terrifying. Right now, we are waiting to see if the Iranian retaliatory strikes will happen tonight. I am joined here with Senior, and I am also joined with one of our partners, Sledster. How about you guys go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, this is King Zor Senior.
Are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah. It seemed like you kind of cut out there for a second.
Nope, I think we're good, Junior.
All right, so this is our first ever live stream, so I do expect there to be streaming problems. But we're going to do the best that we can here. But, okay, so let me say again, how about you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
This is King Zor Senior of World on Fire. And we have guests.
All right, and how about you introduce yourself, Sledster?
I think, is he with us? I think he's got some connection issues.
Okay, well,
we've got some connection issues for sure. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Well, I hear you right now.
We can still hear you. We can still hear you, Sledster.
Okay,
I think there's just a little delay.
Sledster, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Shut up, dude.
Yeah, I think there's a delay, Junior. Let's jump into it, Sledster. I hope you can hear us. Let's jump into the news of what is going on. So, we are on watch for the retaliatory strikes from Iran into Israel. Not only will it be by Iran, but Hezbollah as well, along with Yemen and Syria. Strikes from Iraq even. Really dangerous time right now. And so currently where we are, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has ordered the deployment of the USS Abraham Lincoln and ships of the Carrier Strike Group 3 to the Middle East amid escalating tensions between Israel and Iran. I've seen some reports that the USS Abraham Lincoln is to replace the Theodore Roosevelt. I don't think that's what it's there for. I think this is just an additional deployment to the Middle East from Austin. Also, I have seen reports of an additional fighter group that is also deployed to the Middle East. So lots of news to get into. We're going to be covering this. When will this strike happen? Is it going to be tonight? I don't know. There is a good possibility that this could go off tonight.
You guys have been watching, for you people who have already been subscribed to World on Fire, you guys have seen me cover this for the last week. I've been so sure that tonight is going to be the night that I was even willing to bet taking off work early to cover this for you guys. This morning, I wasn't so sure if it was going to happen this night or not based on the news that I was seeing. But in recent news within the last hour or two, I've seen more and more reports indicating that it very well possibly could be tonight. We are going to be live streaming all the developments on all the news that we will cover for you. I will be covering stuff that I see from Telegram. My senior will be covering things that he sees from Twitter. And Sledster is our military analyst. He will cover the maritime traffic and air traffic within these regions. I don't know if we're going to see much because normally during operations, the military likes to turn their transponders off, but us looking at this will tell us what commercial and civilian flights are doing above these areas. I believe that as of right now, Lebanon and Israeli airspace, at least the last time that I looked, the airspace between these two countries has been completely cleared. I could be wrong about that, but I did see some reports earlier today that both of those countries' airspaces were completely clear of commercial traffic.
Also, Junior, seeing reports, and this is coming from CBS News, that Israel is anticipating a more aggressive retaliation by Iran. And I've seen those reports all day today as well, that this is going to be much bigger than the April 13th retaliation from Iran. Iran has stated that the first time was a show of strength, but this time it will be strength. So, the April 13th strike was pretty large, and they're going to strike even larger than this. I've also seen reports
of missiles in the April 13th attack. That was
Yes.
the date that happened. It was April 13th. And that attack, it included drones, ballistic missiles, and other various types of missiles. But during those strikes, we did not see Iran use some of their more advanced weapon systems. I believe that we will see those more advanced weapon systems being used to within these attacks. I have also seen reports that this won't be just a one-strike scenario for Iran. I've seen reports indicating that this could go on for that this is a multi-phase attack against Israel, and it could last into 3 days, if not more. And if Israel does decide to retaliate against Iran for Iran retaliating against Israel, we could be in a tit-for-tat escalation, and things could ramp up from there, and then we would get into some seriously troubled waters at that point. So this does have the potential of turning into a regional war, and it has the potential of turning into that regional war very quickly.
Yes, it does. And I've also seen reports that Iran is not listening or responding to any calls for them to stand down. Apparently, as you would imagine, with something like this, there would be back channel talks going on between the U.S., between Israel, and that's just not happening. They're not listening to it. Iran feels that they have to respond, and they have to respond big, or else this is just going to, continue. So, scary time right now. Also seeing reports of B-2 Spirit stealth bombers landing in Qatar. So that was just a little bit ago. Attempts to persuade Tehran not to escalate will be useless in the light of Israeli attacks. And of course, Austin ordering more firepower to the Middle East. Wall Street Journal, on the authority of an Iranian diplomat, Israel has crossed all red lines, and our response will be surprising and strong. Pro-Iranian faction stationed in Iraq ordered for general mobilization. So it's definitely on here. The question is when. Of course, we're waiting to see. Will this be tonight? Will they put it off? From all indications of what I'm seeing, especially with air traffic, lots of cancellations with flights. The international airport in Tel Aviv was closed. Now, they claim that was cyber attacks that closed it, but currently there is no air traffic over Israel or Lebanon. And I believe Jordan too. Sledster, if you're still with us, well, what does the air traffic look like currently? Is the sky still clear? I don't know if
right
if you
now
can hear
there is zero traffic over Israel proper. There's one commercial aircraft
Go
just
ahead and
west
show
of
us,
Israel.
Lester.
Sorry.
Go
Yeah,
ahead and show.
Yeah, could you screen share and show us what
Yeah,
that air
let me
traffic
do that
looks like?
again real quick. I'll show
Awesome.
you what's going on. Okay, that's sharing's coming online.
There we go.
So we had one that was just
Yeah,
over Jordan that was dropped out a second ago. You may have seen the yellow one just dip out of there, right in this area. Those are both commercial aircraft, as far as I can tell.
Do we know where that departed from?
Oh, that one dropped out now, so they're all gone. Right now, there is absolutely no traffic over Israel, Jordan.
What about Iran? Probably, I don't know, a lot of these flights as well. Just because we're not seeing anything here does not mean that there are not military planes in the sky. This just means
That's
that
correct.
if there
And
are
they're not going
those
to broadcast it
planes in
either.
the sky, yes, they would turn off their transponders.
Yeah. So right now in Iran, there's a little bit of commercial air traffic, a little less than I was seeing earlier. But there's still a whole lot of streaming through the Gulf here. And yeah, that's going to continue. Further east, there's further west, there's a little more commercial air traffic, but there's not very much going on there.
Okay, good report. Keep us updated on that, Sledster. I have also seen reports that the USS Roosevelt aircraft carrier is also deployed into the Strait of Hormuz. At least they were deployed 2 hours ago when I saw these reports. The ships that the United States had in the Red Sea, they kind of fell back a bit, kind of retreated, because they said that they were in they were just sitting ducks for Iran, and they were in fear of being attacked directly from Iran. So some of those ships have pulled back from the Red Sea. So as I'm seeing now, and this has been reported as of an hour ago, I guess I will go ahead and do my best to try and get you guys caught up to where we are now. So there have been reports of Iranian air bases being placed on high alert. That was about an hour ago. U.S. is boosting military presence in the region, moving assets into place to help counter Iranian assault. The U.S. has been moving equipment and troops around all day. They deployed battleships, airplanes, different equipment and assets. Like what Senior was talking about earlier. We saw those bombers go into, where was that, Senior? Where were they deployed?
Yeah, they were to Quartar. So there was some B-2s that landed there about an hour ago.
And these planes are capable of carrying nuclear warheads. I thought that would be important to mention.
So some other news, Junior, and this is earlier. The Ayatollah Khamenei official account pinned his tweet saying the Zionist regime is a goner. That was from today. And then the Iranian media, the world will witness amazing scenes in the coming hours. And they have put several things out. Turkish Airlines has postponed its flights to Iran between Iran and Istanbul. Now, that was something that kind of came out from left field, and I saw some reports saying that's a good sign that this may happen this evening.
Yeah, so we've
several
also
embassy
seen,
closures, Sweden.
I've also seen reports of the Yemen Houthis saying that, what did they say? I will go ahead and find exactly what they said. Senior, sorry interrupting you. Keep going.
No, it's okay. On Iranian state TV, suggests Iran will attack Israel tonight. Beirut airport canceled flights. That was a rumor. Not sure if that's been confirmed or not. Also seen some reports, and some said these may have been false, that the supreme leader, approved a decree transferring war powers to the president. Not sure if that's true or not. That kind of went out earlier today. The world will witness very important developments in the coming hours. So we got a lot of rhetoric coming out from Iran. Also, White House has stated the Iranian threat is serious. And also from Iran, they've asked their citizens to not take photos or videos of any military hardware or troops in Iran. So they've asked them no photos, no videos. That was really interesting. So everything, is pointing to, I'd say within 24 hours, but I mean, it could be any moment at this point.
And back to what you were saying earlier, Senior, about the Iranian president. How did you say his name? I'm sorry.
Khamenei, I believe.
Khamenei, we believe is how you say his name. President Sand Bandit of Iran, the newly elected president. His exact words were, "The Zionist regime is finished." And he pinned that tweet on his personal Twitter account.
Also, Israel has struck several sites along the Lebanon-Syrian border. They say they were convoys of weapons being transferred to Lebanon from Syria to Hezbollah. So that was a few hours ago that they did that.
I also want to go ahead and share a tweet with you. The Iraqi Hashid al-Sabi, if I pronounced that right. If not, I apologize. The largest in Iraq, I believe it is some military faction or one of Hezbollah's, terrorist factions inside of Iraq, announced full mobilization in preparation for a retaliatory strike against Israel. So yes, the Iraqi factions inside of Iraq, they have already said that they are going to join in on this strike. So right now, as we have it, there's going to be factions inside of Iraq. It's going to be Hezbollah in Yemen. There are some cells in Syria, and we all know that the Houthis will be involved in Yemen. And we've also seen, and we also know that Iran is going to take part in these attacks. Also to note, the IRGC is going to be joined by the Iranian military as well in these strikes. So all in all, if you include the IRGC and the Iranian military, that is 6 different factions, 6 different groups planning on launching on Israel. And based off the reports that I'm seeing and what they have been saying, they are all going to launch simultaneously at the same time using advanced missiles. So I'm sure that Israel is shitting themselves right now. I would be too if I was a citizen in Israel. They are very worried right now, and they have a good reason to be.
Yes, they absolutely do. And my fear with this is, let's say if Iran hits them that hard, right? If Iran goes all out, and so does Hezbollah, and so do the Houthis from Yemen, and the factions from Iraq and Syria, Hezbollah, if Israel gets hit too hard here, what their response will be, what Israel's response will be. I mean, getting hit, they could get hit simultaneously from all sides. I think that I would imagine Iran would launch first just because they're the furthest away. It will take some time. And I think I seen a report that it would take 8 hours for drones to reach Israel from Iran, and something like 2 hours for ballistic missiles, I believe it was. And hypersonics was was even less than that. So it would take some time for them to get there. But my fear here is if Israel gets hit too hard. I've also seen a lot of reports about EMPs, weapons, being handed over to Hezbollah from Iran, and Iran launching some EMP weapons too, taking out, communications in Israel. If they get hit too hard, last time on April 13th, Israel did respond back. This time, Iran says if they respond back, it's all out war.
I don't think that's
The
true.
only thing-
I don't think Israel did respond back to the last time that Iran.
They
attacked.
did. They hit an airport. No, they did. They hit an airport. It was a very small,
I know what you're talking about. My memory's coming.
Yeah, it was right.
But that
it was a strike to save face, is what it was. That's all it was.
That wasn't true. Iran came out and said that, there was even videos of the airport being undamaged. They said that there were reports, of course, that they were attacked, but those reports turned out to be not true. So I do not believe that Israel did return fire to at the very least, Iranian territory the last time that Iran struck Israel. I think this time is going to be very different, especially if there is significant damage and losses on the Israeli side. I am expecting if it is that bad, okay, and Iran and all these other factions, missiles and everything else that they have are that effective. I do believe that we could see Israel returning fire and attacking Iranian soil directly. We've been seeing war hawk Lindsey Graham in the Congress, already saying we should attack the Iranian oil fields. This guy has always wanted to take us to war, and he might finally get his wish. But I've also seen other reports saying that, if Israel has another escalation on their side where they started it, we will not support them the next time that this happens. I've seen those reports, and just to prove to you, let me go and find some of those. I believe that President Biden told Benjamin Netanyahu exactly that.
Actually, Junior, Lindsey Graham introduced a resolution to authorize the use of the United States Armed Forces against Iran. So there is an actual resolution from Lindsey Graham to authorize the use of military force against Iran. All of this, they wouldn't be doing all of this. And, my thoughts on it all. And when Poopy Pants resigned from the race, I had said this before, liberal nutbags and the blue hairs, you got desperate people, and desperate people do desperate things. All of this, I understand Israel defending itself, but Poopy Pants would love nothing more. I think the libs would love nothing more than, for World War III to go up. They know they can't beat Trump. They know they can't, especially camel toe, going up against Trump. He's going to waste her completely. And these nutbags would love nothing more than to get World War III started. And if you think they're not that crazy, you're dealing with Luciferians here. You're dealing with yes, they will go scorched earth rather than to give up power. And they don't care. So I would rather burn the world and go into my bunker than me lose power. And if
I can't have power, no one can.
Right. We can't go COVID 2.0 because the people are onto us. Nobody's going to comply. Nobody's going to go for that shit this time. So fuck it. Let's just burn the damn, world down. We've tried to get Ukraine going with Russia and provoking Russia into, all out World War III. Damn it, that didn't work. What else we got in the books, guys? What's the playbook say? A damn civil war. Oh, shit, let's try to assassinate Trump. Damn it, that didn't work either. Well, I guess we're back to war, guys. And
we tried bird flu. We tried COVID 3.0. All of our plans didn't work. See, they have this playbook of different things that they could go with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a list, right? If this doesn't work this time, then we're going to go to number 2. And oh shit, number 2 didn't work, so we're going to go to number 3. Oh shit, number 3 didn't work, so okay, let's go ahead and go back to the first thing that we tried and try to get that started again. This is their playbook, and they repeat that playbook every single time. Right now, their most prominent option for getting this world war started is going back to the Israeli option, and that's why we are all here today.
That is why we're all here today. And if you don't think these people are that crazy, think again. They are absolutely that desperate. They are absolutely that crazy. Personally, I don't believe there's going to be an election. I believe that they will scorch the entire world before an election takes place where, you know, yes, they could steal it again as they did before. But with numbers like this, even cheating is going to be difficult for them. And they know it. They're not going to let go of power because if they do, it's the last time they'll have it. Why is it the last time that they'll have it? Is because I do believe Trump, whatever you think about him, he will fix the election mess. That's something that he will do. And if he does that,
yes,
no Democrat will ever be in power again.
I want to go ahead and add to that point. The reason why the media is so panicked right now, okay? Why Trump is such a threat to them at this point, let alone everything else that Trump has ever said, right? Trump would need to do only one thing to fix the current situation in America, and that is to fix the U.S. elections. Because all this election interference and cheating within the election process has been going on for years, right? How do you think people like Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or any of these people stay in office their entire careers? My ass that people still, after all of this time, still vote for people like that. The only people voting for lifelong career politicians like that are illegal immigrants and dead people. And if Trump puts a stop to all of that, they will lose their positions in power. These people are dangerous, okay? They are dangerously evil, and the only thing that they have ever cared about is power. If they lose that power, like what Senior has been saying, they will burn the entire world down before they willingly give up their power. And yes, these people are that insanely evil.
Absolutely, they will. Don't kid yourself of who you're dealing with here. You're not dealing with rational people here. They don't even know what fucking bathroom to use, let alone be up
how
against.
To define a woman.
Yes, exactly. And these are desperate people in a desperate situation. They want this war. They want it to kick off. They want, the markets to crash. They want lockdowns. They want all of this. They're broke. Everyone is broke. They have no damn money anymore. And they can't keep this charade going on forever. And they know it. And they're not going to be the ones to blame. Damn it, let's get this war going. Oh, crap. Did the economy collapse? Oh, damn it, that war. Damn it, look what happened in the Middle East. Damn it, that Iran. They never take any responsibility for anything that they have done, and they never will, for destroying a once great nation and the shambles that it's in right now. And they're willing to go to this lengths to hold on to power. So, politics absolutely does mesh into this war front. Now, does Israel have the right to defend itself? Absolutely, it does. It's not just the, October 7th attacks against Israel. They've all been screaming.
Massacre.
Yeah, to massacre and kill, Israelis and Jews and Americans and death to America. That's been screamed for decades by these people. Okay, they're just as freaking nuts. So, and you put people who support them, like Obama and Biden, who literally are supporters of terrorists, which is what these people are, terrorism. Their goal isn't peace. They don't want peace. They want domination. They don't care about peace. Peace is not on the agenda. It's world domination or nothing. You people die or nothing. That's where you're at right now.
The reason why we're discussing politics right now, in the midst of this, of us awaiting literal war, is because what Senior was saying is correct. Politics absolutely play a part in everything that we're seeing in the Middle East and all these other foreign wars. It all comes together in one form or another. But I do want to get back to some of these stories. Hezbollah forces resume rocket and artillery attacks against Israel, ending the lull along the border following Israel's killing of the Lebanese group's military commander in Beirut. So there was a lull in Israel and Hezbollah strikes for, I believe, 48 hours. Hezbollah just started their attacks back on Israel, and I believe that started yesterday. But there was a 48-hour lull, and every now and then we do see Hezbollah targeting Israel again. That is just an everyday occurrence. In no way does that mean that these regular attacks are the retaliatory strikes that are going to be coming from Iran and the rest of the proxy groups. This is just saber rattling, and this has been going on for months at this point.
Right. Sledster, your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts, sir.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen at this point. I know that our politicians damn sure don't have our back. You know, I know that we are going to be the last people to probably find out what they're going to do. I'm hoping that, you know, between some of the folks here and other places that we can at least keep an eye on what they're doing and at least have a better idea what we can do to protect ourselves and our families. You know, that's really my main goal, is to make sure that my family is protected. I don't have much else at this point. I'm just going to keep relaying the news that I find out there to the private chat. You guys can take a look at it. I'll let you keep on with what you're doing. You're doing good.
Sledster is the neutral party, as I would like to say, with us in our channel. Me and my father are absolutely biased because we've been seeing this news and have been reporting on it, not on our newly created Twitter and YouTube channels, but on various sites that I cannot discuss. But we have been reporting this for years now, and we finally decided it was time to go out in public with it and share our thoughts and everything that we have seen these last few years with you people on YouTube and Twitter. I do have some breaking news, though, for you all right now. As of 17 minutes ago, the U.S. announces it's sending Carrier Strike Group 3 to the Middle East. The USS Abraham Lincoln is one of the aircraft carriers with F-35Cs. So I'm not seeing anything else necessarily confirming this report right now, but it looks like, at least according to this report, that the U.S. is sending another Carrier Strike Group towards the Middle East.
Also, breaking news, Junior, unconfirmed. It is from Iranian accounts, but a very large explosion in Damascus, in Syria. Reports of a big explosion. It is unconfirmed. I'll watch that. I would imagine that is another strike by Israel, probably of the movement that they're seeing there in Syria.
Yes.
Factions in Syria.
Yes. Now, Israel's IDF has been striking targets inside of Lebanon and Syria all day. There was a report that Israel has destroyed, I forget what airport it was called, but has completely destroyed an airport inside of Syria. In fact, let me go ahead and go find that story for you guys. I know that there was some videos and pictures of it.
While you're doing that, Junior, Jordan vows to shoot down any Iranian drones or missiles headed to Israel. So Jordan is going to join the U.S. in shooting down any missiles.
Now, Jordan has done this last time on the April 13th attacks. I believe Iraq might have even played a part in at least notifying Israel that these missiles were crossing their airspace and headed towards Israel. I don't know if we're going to see that again this time around from Iraq, but the Jordan saying that they're going to shoot down the drones and missiles, they did do that during the April 13th attack. Now, one thing I want to note is that during the April 13th attack, the last time that Iran struck Israel, Iran said that if you strike down our missiles and drones and whatever other stuff that we're shooting at Israel, you will become a legitimate target. And I've already seen reports of them saying that same exact thing. Now, nothing came of that. The last time around on the April 13th attack of Iran threatening that, targets inside of Lebanon could become actual targets, but they are threatening that again. That could change. Iran very well could strike targets inside of Jordan if they are shooting down those missiles and drones.
Also, Junior, some breaking news. Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad has ordered the Syrian army to prepare for possible war in the Golan Heights. So
now Syria is involved. That is
so President of Syria has ordered the Syrian army to prepare for possible war in the Golan Heights. This just keeps escalating. It just keeps expanding here. And what's the next move? There's only so much of this is going to go on until something happens. I think tensions are so high right now, even a mistake at this point could just set the whole thing off. Especially since we know, there's parties not even talking anymore. We know Iran's not listening to anyone at this point. They said they're going to strike. We're not listening to any more backdoor channel talks of telling them to back off. That was stated hours ago. So now we've got more buildups from the U.S. sending another carrier group and a strike group, as well as jets as well. So another squadron. So, the intelligence
the U.S.
they have
has
behind
been,
the scenes,
like I said earlier, sending equipment, strike groups, battleships, airplanes, troops, equipment. They have been moving shit around all day today and yesterday, but it has become very obvious that the U.S. is trying to be as prepared as possible to defend Israel in these incoming Iranian attacks. I also see a comment from Penelope Roberto. She asks, do you think Iran will strike during the day or night? During the April 13th attack, Iran did launch during the night, right? Let me find out what the exact time is for you.
It was about now, if I remember right, Junior. It was about now. It was
right around this time. It was right around this time during the April 13th attack.
I remember that clearly.
Those attacks did go into early morning in Israel on the April 13th attack. So to answer your question, if I think that they're going to attack tonight or during the day, I do think that the attacks will at least start during the night Israeli time. But it is uncertain as of right now. Like I said, this is why we're doing this live stream, to get ahead of everything that's happening. But as of right now, Iran could strike Israel at any moment. And these attacks could go on for hours. Like Senior was saying earlier, some of these missiles could take hours to reach Israel. So to answer your question, yes, I do think that they will at least start their attacks during the night. For any of you that are watching us, we will be answering your questions in the comments. So feel free to ask away. You won't bother us at all. Okay, and also I did find the videos of the airport that was reportedly destroyed in Syria. Let me go ahead and show that to you all.
New link in chat.
In fact, give me 1 second here. Bear with me. I found it and then I lost it. Go ahead and say what your thoughts, Senior, while I find it again.
What are you trying to hunt down?
The airport being destroyed in Syria. Okay, I think I found it again. There it is. Yeah,
I just dropped a link in chat for you too. Ben Gurion Airport website in Tel Aviv crashed, according to Israeli Channel 12. The result, high traveler traffic under elevated security fears. Flights to Israel have been canceled by many airlines, and Iran promises an exciting night. Power outage and website crash.
Yep. And yesterday we saw that an Israeli hacker group claimed to have taken down Tehran's Wi-Fi networks. Okay, I do believe that I found that report, that video of that airport being destroyed. Actually, 1 second here. It's coming, I promise. The dragons are coming.
The question is when? Are they going to launch tonight?
Yep, that is the question.
To be honest, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. I really am.
Yep.
With all the movements that we've seen and everything from today, I'm surprised this is not going on right now. And this has the potential to get out of control really quick. And I think that's what's on everyone's mind is when, what's the repercussions for us over here? Well, the immediate repercussions over here is oil prices. I mean, this is going to send oil and gasoline through the roof, especially if Iran closes the Straits of Hormuz as they have threatened many times to do. A lot of our oil goes through those straits, and they can close them. I don't believe that's a bluff. They can mine it to where it's unsafe for ships to go through there, and I believe that's why the Roosevelt is there now. Happened. So
I did not think about that point. That is a good point that you
Yes.
made of the reason why the Roosevelt is there. I don't know why I haven't thought about that earlier.
Yes.
That is a great point that you just made. That makes perfect sense why the Roosevelt is there.
Yeah, they
right,
would
the
be there
dragons
to make sure they
have
don't
arrived.
close the strait.
The dragons have arrived as well. Here is footage of the attack on the airport that was reportedly completely destroyed. So, and this was the Al Daba, Dabaa airport in the countryside of Homs, Syria by Israeli airstrikes. Assessments indicate that the airport was almost completely destroyed. I will be searching for even more videos for you guys. There are other posts. I know that video is not clear. This is being filmed from people on the ground in Syria.
So that is confirmed. They did hit the airport.
Yes, and it's almost completely destroyed. I've seen reports as well.
Okay.
Israel was expecting Hezbollah to launch some fireworks, whatever they have, their bottle rockets from that airport towards Israel, and that's why they preemptively took that airport out.
Interesting.
Here is some more footage for you all.
And I have seen this today too, Junior.
So here's a picture. I know it's not clear.
What here?
There is a cloud right there that looks like a missile strike cloud. And here is another angle of that airport. I just saw it. If you could see, those are either drones or jets in the sky, those flashing lights. I believe those are IDF jets. They could be IDF drones.
Yeah, Penelope, we're hoping to be live for this.
Yeah, right. If everything holds together, we'll be live, definitely. If we're still here. So, and I've seen reports of this too, Junior. Latest intelligence is emphasizing Israel is preparing a massive preemptive strike on Tehran.
Yes, there has been a lot of talk about that.
An overwhelming strike late Saturday evening. So that means, if Israel strikes,
I do want to talk about this.
Holy
I
shit.
do want to talk about this, but let me go ahead and share this last video of that airport being destroyed, and we'll talk about that next. So this is a reported video of that airport reportedly being completely destroyed inside of Syria. All right, so what Senior was talking about, yes, Israel has been amping up their rhetoric about possibly preempting Iran. Now, what could this preemptive strike possibly mean? Could it mean they use tactical non-nuclear weapons against strategic targets inside of Iran? Could it just mean missile barrages or airstrikes from outside the country to inside of Iran? That is yet to be seen. I haven't seen any reports of how this could possibly be done. I know that Israel does have, I believe, closer to around 300 nuclear missiles, if not more. So that is a possibility that they could go for. But at this point, I do believe that the longer that Iran waits, the more possible of Israel preempting Iran could be. The longer that Iran waits gives Israel more time to come up with a operational plan to strike Iran and their launch platforms. So that is a very real possibility that Israel could preemptively strike Iran.
If they did that, and I've seen those rumors floating around that Israel may not wait for a response, they may preempt Iran and hit Tehran. That would be such a massive escalation. And here's the other thing that I have saw. So Poopy Pants Biden today, because he's so tough and harsh, right? So Poopy Pants, has informed Israel that, they're going to back them up this time in this, instance. But if they escalate things again, that the U.S. is not going to have their back. In other words, the U.S. is going to pull out. They're going to say, nope, we're not going to have your back. Whatever happens, happens. And throw them straight under the bus. If Israel escalates anything in the region anymore. Well, you just read a report that they just hit the airport in Syria. Now, from what I understand, it's completely wiped out now. Moments ago, when they hit the airport there, so in Damascus, that could go that way. They could preemptively strike Tehran. And if that happens, I mean, it's at that point, it goes tits up.
Gloves would come off. If
right.
That were to happen.
Right.
Looking at Turkey real quick. Turkey is holding a day of mourning to commemorate the assassinated Hamas leader who was just buried today in Qatar. And there's also some talk going on in NATO about, hey, enough is enough. Turkey's done this crap to us every single time They keep turning on us. So there's a possibility that they might try to pull Turkey out of NATO. That's going to be something to see.
Turkey. Yes, let's talk about Turkey for a moment, because I have seen those reports too of Turkey even threatening to invade Israel. Which, you know, biblically that would be the Gog Magog war if Turkey comes in. Turkey is a NATO member, and they should be expelled from NATO for that.
Something to note as well: Turkey is a NATO member, and Israel is not. But I do believe that we have defense contracts signed with Israel, but they are not a NATO member.
The United States does. So, but they are not a NATO member. So, Turkey's rhetoric, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to stick together. The Arab world is going to stick together no matter whose side that they're on. And the way they see this as a holy war is their jihad, because they all want Israel. You know, they all want Jerusalem. At the end of the day, that's what this is really about. If you don't think this is a holy war, you're mistaken. This is really a battle for Jerusalem. And that's what it's always been. For thousands of years of fighting. So Turkey stepping into this is a possibility. Now,
I want to add on to that point here for a second. Hate to interrupt you, but I want to add on to that point, Senior. So this the Arab world has been in war with Israel since, you know, Christ's arrival in Jerusalem. Whether you're Christian, atheist, Muslim, any religion, even if you don't believe the things that we are saying right now, they believe it. Okay, the Islam people in the Middle East believe it. The Jews in Israel believe that. Each side believes that this is their holy war. Whether you believe it or not, that does not matter. They believe it. Okay, they said that they are the chosen side and that their God will protect them. That is what makes them especially dangerous, these Islam people, because if they die, they don't care if they die. They see that as a great service to their God, Allah. So that could cause them to be reckless and get out of hand. And like I said, if they die, they see that as great service to their God. So that makes them especially dangerous and also reckless with whatever actions that they may or may not be about to do to Israel.
right. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to make a move here. We don't know when this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be weeks. I highly doubt we're going to be waiting weeks. I think
no, because like I said, like I was saying earlier, the longer that Iran waits, the more of a chance that they're giving Israel to preemptively strike Iranian soil.
Well, the skies are totally clear right now over Israel, over Syria, and over Jordan. There is no air traffic, and the only air traffic is on the western part of Iraq, eastern part of Iran, and into the western part. Western part of Iran, there is very little aircraft activity whatsoever.
Yeah, and if they've got the airspace cleared, you know, how long are they going to leave it that way? You know, why would you clear airspace and say, you know, everything's fine, no one attacked, everybody go ahead and fly back over? I don't see that happening.
No, I don't either. I also see a whole lot of empty space in Russia right now as far as aircraft go.
On the Russia front, I didn't want to mention this because we are talking about the Middle East right now, but there was a huge air base that was hit in Russia as well just a few moments ago.
Right, Junior. I'm seeing that too. It was a Russian air base was hit by a large explosion. Don't know how to pronounce this. I'm not Russian, of course. I'll give it a shot. Morzovsk Rostov. I guess that was the air base
Rostov.
that was hit.
Rostov.
Yeah, Mostov. And here, let me share, and I'll show you. I got some video here of the explosion. Right here it is. And it looks pretty significant.
Yes, it was
explosion
a massive explosion
of that air base. So, of course, this is by Ukraine. Not sure how far inland this is either. And I remember some, reports. I want to say just weeks ago that Russia had warned if they had hit their air bases, this could be the one they were talking about in particular, because that name kind of seems familiar. And it is a military air base, if I remember quickly. Matter of fact, let me go look this up real quick and see if this is the air base.
I also have videos of that same air base. So this is the reported explosion of that air base. A massive explosion. Multiple drones hit this base at the same time. There's one video and I have one more.
Никуда нет, мама.
The second video does not have audio.
Junior, I believe this is the base that they were talking about. I believe this is the air base. I just looked it up, how far away this is. That this was a target, and it is a military air base, a major one.
Sledster, go ahead and look that military base up. See if you could find what kind of airplanes Russia has stationed there.
Give me the name of the base in chat, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the chat. I got it right here. There you go. That's the air base. And it is pretty far inside of Russia. And if I remember, I could swore I saw reports about 3 weeks ago about this particular air base being named. It's a major one. It's a red line for Russia if it was hit by Ukraine. Not to get off of the Middle East, because I know that's where all the heat is right now, but
so here is another video of a far distance away from that air base, but I'm sure that this video is taken miles away from it, but you can still see the flames from miles away.
Yeah, this is a major hit in Russia.
Да, БК взрывается. Походу склад с БК.
Massive fireball.
Okay, I'm sharing the location. If you guys want to put it up there.
Yep, go ahead. I gotcha, Sledster.
So that's pretty much. See, this is the Sea of Azov right here. So it's really inland, a long ways away from the Ukraine, which is over here.
Yep. That is pretty deep inside.
Take a quick measuring point. Whoops. Somewhere out here to wow, that's a long ways. It's in meters, so I don't know what the hell that is in kilometers. I guess it's 866 kilometers. That's a good long ways.
It's pretty inland, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I saw some talk about this particular airfield about 3 weeks ago, because there was talk about targeting it, and Russia said if you do that all bets are off, and it looks like they did, and they did huge. So you're going to see a major response from Russia. Yeah, you're going to see a major response from Russia to Ukraine about that. You know, as we were saying earlier, all of these events, not the Middle East right now, and now Russia's
all these
major
hotspots
military
are
base
picking up and escalating all around the world. North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, and China. As we just saw, Russia and Ukraine and Israel and Lebanon and Iran in the Middle East, all these hotspots all over the world have been escalating, especially in recent weeks. Okay, so I do have an update on air traffic in Israel. Go ahead and find this for you all. Lost Sledster there for a second. You back, Sledster?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an update for you that I'd actually like you to take a look at. So, okay, the AIZ 1211, I believe that is their tag name on the airplane, and Arkia Airbus A321 251NX has departed LLBG. Don't know what that's abbreviated for. With no hiccups, scheduled departures for the few airlines yet to cancel flights in and out of Tel Aviv continue as normal. So not all the airspace is closed in Israel. So there are still a very select few flights coming in and out of Tel Aviv in Israel.
Okay, there's the one that just left, the AIZ 1211. And he's well over the Med now. There's a KLM that looks like, well, the track is a little screwed up, so I don't believe it ever went over Israel. Other than that, that's the only thing that's departed Israel in some time now, looks like for me. It could be, too, that they don't turn their transponders on until they're, over water. They may be trying to, deflect attention from any commercial flights that are carrying their people.
Could also be evacuations too. I seen some reports earlier of some they call
That's what I'm thinking.
they call them executive military jets, which just look like some, Gulf Streams to me, that were picking up people and evacuating them out of Israel earlier. So that could be evacuations.
So I do have some more videos of those explosions at the Russian airport. I'll go ahead and share that with you all. On fire. And it looks like there have been secondary explosions after the first initial explosion. Here's another angle. A lot of it is blurred out. We see this a lot on the Russian side. The reason why they blur these videos out is to not give the exact location of where these places are and where they're filming at, to not give away any locations of their equipment or what the exact damage was done by Ukraine, so Ukraine couldn't see this footage. Here is another video. This might be the same video. I believe that might be the same video. Yes, it is. But it looks like this air base might still be currently under attack by Ukrainian, or let's be honest, NATO drones here.
Right. Right. The proxy war in Ukraine. Several things going on at once here. Right now, we're still waiting.
Let's not forget about Venezuela either. That is a good point that you had, right, Tim Chandler, about Venezuela. I'll be honest, I've not looked much into this, but it looks like a total tyrannical takeover of the Venezuela government. Based off and like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to this that much, but I have seen that I believe their new dictator installed, I believe his name is Madrio or some M word name, has had his police shoot rubber bullets and arrest the protesters, and apparently it was a two-way race where both sides apparently won. Now, some countries are saying that one side won, and other countries are saying that the other side won. There's a lot of things happening in Venezuela as well, and already other countries are picking sides and starting to get involved in that.
Hey, Junior, take a look at the chat.
All right, so when we first started this stream, it looked like it could have been imminent with Iran attacking Israel. This entire time, at least for the last 30 minutes to an hour, I've not seen any real news in that front. Again, like what we've been covering, there have been some explosions and reports of things happening on the other sides of the world. But on the Lebanon, Israel, and Iran front, looks like things are pretty quiet right now. So I'm not sure if this thing is going to go off tonight or not. If it does, we will be back here live streaming to you all. But as of right now, I think this is a good stopping point for the stream because it doesn't look like anything, at least immediately, is going to happen at this time. But as always, that can change. Do you have any final thoughts or sayings, Senior or Sledster?
yeah, just we're watching this really close. So like and subscribe, please share, and also this pops off. We will be right back in here bringing you the latest coverage on this. Appreciate all the support. Any final thoughts, Sledster?
No, nothing from me. I'm going to keep my eyes on the sky, and I'll see you guys in here next time.
Yep. We appreciate you joining us
thank
as
you
well,
all.
Sledster. Thank you for being a great help. Thank you for everyone watching. You all have a nice night. And like I said, if things do look like Iran might imminently strike Israel, like we said, we will be right back in here. But other than that, have a very nice rest of your night. And thank you for watching.